Right, so before we get to today's page, I want to just give you a quick look at some of the other things I've been doing this week. So we made this page in Wednesday's video, and since then I have completed the opposite page here, and I just loved this page and I didn't really want to change it up too much. So I reprinted the page a second time, and I've been using the same elements. So I made some little photo corners here, and we have a little journaling tuck spot here, or journaling card, and then I cut the same picture out again here, and I've made some little postcards with sort of Grim Reaper type pictures on to go with this page. And I thought these might be little cards that Poe sends off to people, telling them about what he's seen or what he's envisaged. And this one, again, this is just a replica of what's underneath. I've given it a little page tag, and I've popped it on some foam pads just to give it a little bit of depth to the page. So not a lot new on there, but just really sort of expanding and using what was already on the printed page. And then I had a riot with this one. So we're talking about the pumpkin head here, and the words are, "I encountered the figure once, and once alone, yet it sufficed. He stood at the edge of a cornfield under a blood-washed dusk, his head a hollow gourd, carved with a leer too wide, too knowing. No candle burned within, yet it glowed. Oh, how it glowed." And I found these pumpkins in a magazine that I was looking at, and pinched those, and then I sort of took the blood-washed sky, and I created this page. And this is a printable from Craft Nest. Pretty sure that's the right, anyway, printable from online. And so I took the idea of the blood-washed sky, and I gessoed the page just to knock the pattern back a little bit, and then I used some alcohol ink and some Indian ink, because I didn't have any black alcohol ink, but I dug up some really old Indian ink, and I used that to give the blood-washed sky. Now I feel like it kind of needs something else up here. I'm not sure what yet, but we may come back to that at a later date. And then the last thing on this page, I've made a little flip with one of the pockets from the basic kit. And again, we've got a little tractor here, you know, sort of a bit old and spooky on the farm. And in the pocket, we have a tag, and this is another sort of pumpkin head image, and this comes from the same place as this. I'm pretty sure it is Craft Nest. So it's just a little card. It's got a bit of muslin, and also this is a corn husk, actually, that I had dried. Where's it gone? Here it is. So this is a genuine corn husk that I dried over the summer, and it's been sat in my scraps box on my desk here. So I thought that was appropriate to add on to the little pumpkin head card there. All right, so let's talk about today. I've prepped a few things today, and I started off, I was making some little journaling cards earlier in the week, and I found the same picture as this one, and so that's on a journaling card, and I've added a little bit of black tissue paper and one of the quotes here from the kit. "At midnight in the month of June, I stand beneath the mystic moon. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore." I thought that went nicely with the werewolf picture there. And so I've just, as you will see, I've just got that on a clip here, and that's how it will stay. And underneath I've added one of the words from the word search, and I've also got the dictionary definition here of werewolf. And when I'm making journals, I like to have a couple of constant items that sort of pop up through the journal. And in this journal it may well be the dictionary definitions of different things. I mean, it won't be on every page, but I quite like it. So werewolf, a person turned or supposed to have the power of turning into a wolf. So there we are. That's sort of what I've done on that page, and today I'm going to carry on and complete this page. And I've made a couple of elements already which I want to use on here. I've got a moon. There's obviously werewolves and moons that are linked, and a couple more pictures that I thought were kind of the werewolf, different incarnations of the werewolf maybe. And I've got some little cards cut, which I'm thinking I might put those onto. I was playing with my Cricut machine the other day and some scraps of black card, and just cut out a whole heap of cards to make tags and journal cards, just the right size for some of these lovely pictures that were in Tracie's kit. So those I'm going to put together and use in some way. And I've also got this. Now, these are a bit of a favourite of mine with journals, and they're actually dead easy to make, so I will show you. But we've got a picture in here, and I chose this picture because, again, I thought he might be the sort of handsome type of chap who turns into a werewolf. And a little word there, darkling, which means of dark, or turning to dark, or making something dark. And how these work, I've got a little dangle on the front here with a key and a bead and a bit of chain. Oops. And how these work is that they unfold and then unfold again, and here you have all this lovely journal space. And I made this from one of the backgrounds in the Nevermore Ledger kit, and I've lined it with some old paper. Now, as you will see where I stuck it down, it's gone a little bit wrinkly, given that this kit is sort of that nature. What's the word? Rustic? I can't think of the right word. Anyway, I don't mind. I don't mind the wrinkles inside. So I'll show you briefly how these are made, because they're easy and they're really versatile, and then we'll put everything together. Alright, so I'm just going to show you with a piece of ordinary paper, but as I say, you could do this with one of the backgrounds from Tracie's kit, or what you can do it with double-sided paper, whatever you like. Depends how you want to use it, but the basic idea is really simple. You have a piece of paper, and this can be any size. Depends what size you want your finished journaling spot to be, and it can be a rectangle or a square to start off with. Again, it will just influence what size and shape you end up with. So as you can see, all I've done, I've folded up from the bottom, and then I've folded in half again. Now you can use this as a square like that, and it will be a journaling spot, or as I've done with this one, you could cut it down and turn it into a tag. So let me show you briefly how to do that. So if I was using this one, this is just a little bit wide for my liking, so I would take my cutter, cut it down a bit, and then with my corner, my tag maker, whatever you care to call it, snip my corners off for my tags. And there we go. So you will see that is the same thing. Alright, so when it's in your journal it looks a bit like a tag, but then you can decorate it however you like, and you can open it up. You can have journaling spots in here if you want to, or you can just have them on the inside. Now once you've done that, as I say, you can stick this piece down so that it stays in the journal, and you can just open it out like that, which is probably what I will do today. But the other thing you can do is to tuck it into a pocket or under a belly band. So it's a really versatile kind of little thing, really. As I say, you can make, you know, all of it into journaling spots, or you can have some as pictures or decorated, and some for writing in. Entirely up to you, but that's really simple, really easy, and it's a great way of adding space into your journal. So I'm gonna play around, see how I can incorporate that into this page, and hopefully make a nice spread. So I invite you to sit back, relax and watch along. So there we go, guys, there's today's page. So in this page we've got the sort of the scary wolfy side of the werewolf, and here he is with the werewolf definition and big claws. And then on this page we've got the slightly more the romantic face of the werewolf, the gentleman in wolf's clothing, if you like. And I used the back of the little journaling spot, which folds out. And as you saw, I just glued the bottom half of that down and used the top of the tuck spots. I've introduced a little bit of colour into this one. We've got a little bit of sparkle for the moonlight and the romance here, and obviously the moon in the background. And I added a little bit of lace to my dangle just to tie in with this and sort of pull in the slightly more romantic side of the werewolf, if you believe there is one. Anyway, I hope that's been inspiration for you folks. Please do keep watching, please keep liking. Thank you to all of those who've liked and subscribed in the last few weeks since the beginning of this challenge. I really do appreciate you all. There'll be another video on Wednesday, but keep your eyes out because I'm loving this journal, and I'm able to do some more work in it this week, and there might be some shorts in between, so do keep your eyes out for the updates. But join me again on Wednesday for another page. But for now, thank you for watching. Ka kite anō.